Hi, thank you for clicking on the link to this survey and taking the time to watch this video. My name is Amy Mook and I'm a researcher at the University of Liverpool. I'm interested in understanding how well the Nest works to help you. Before we continue, it's important to note that this is an assessment of the service that the Nest provides and not of you as an individual. If you're watching this video, you should have already met me and received a paper information sheet which explains the study that I am conducting and how you can help. If you haven't met me or received a paper copy of the information sheet, please exit this survey and speak to a member of staff at the Nest to register your interest before continuing to participate in any aspect of this study. This study is run by the University of Liverpool's Psychology Department. The study aims to evaluate CSU services and understand the psychological health and well-being of mothers living in the Nest. Through your lived experience of the Nest, we can understand areas for change and growth from the service in the future. So if you decide to take part in the study, you will be actively shaping the service for other mothers that enter the Nest, and potentially for other residential parenting assessment centres across the country. Please feel free to speak to friends, family, other mothers or anyone else about this study. And do not hesitate to contact me with any further questions that you might have about the study after watching this video. You have also been asked to take part because you are over the age of 18 years old, can understand English to a degree where you can understand the verbal and written information provided, and do not have a current or historical diagnosis of a serious mental health condition, such as bipolar disorder, psychosis, or schizophrenia. It's important to note that you do not have to take part in this study whatsoever. You can also stop taking part at any point in the study without giving reason and without it affecting your time at the Nest. This piece of research is independent of the service that the Nest provides, and therefore your decision to take part will not influence any aspect of the support that the Nest currently provides. Any independent information that you provide will not be given to anyone except for myself and my supervisor, Dr. Vicky Fallon, pictured here. Your individual responses will not be passed on to third parties, and what that means is any answers you provide on the surveys will not be passed on to members of staff at the Nest, wider local authority members, or any court bodies, unless you say something which makes Vicky or myself concerned that there might be a risk of harm to you, your baby, or someone else, or that there is a risk or disclosure of criminal activity. If this happens, we will assess the situation and work with you to inform the relevant people. Your responses to the questions in this survey will be combined with the responses of other mothers to analyse trends, so these group responses will then be fed back to the Nest and other third parties. Before you continue with any aspect of this study, I would like to take this opportunity to go over what you can expect if you decide to take part. So, if you agree to take part, we would like to offer you the opportunity to complete several surveys during your stay at the Nest. However, there is no expectation to take part in every survey you are offered, and you can stop taking part at any point. The initial survey is available to complete after watching this video. This survey will ask the following questions to understand your childbirth experience, your parenting confidence, the relationship with your child, and your overall psychological health and well-being. So this means your health and happiness at this current moment. This survey should take approximately 10 minutes to complete. Some people might find the sensitive nature of questions relating to mood and your time at the Nest upsetting. If you feel as though you may become distressed answering questions relating to these areas, I advise you not to take part and exit this survey. Sensitive questions will have a prefer not to say option, which you can tick if you wish. Sensitive sections of the surveys will have an option to be skipped by clicking next. At any point during the study, you can stop taking part by closing the survey. At the end of this survey, you will be signposted to organisations that can offer support and guidance should you become uncomfortable or distressed as a result of taking part in this study. Some examples are on the screen, including PANDAS, which is a postnatal depression awareness and support organisation. We also have the Birth Trauma Association, which aims to help people that are traumatised by their childbirth experience. And we also have up on the slide Family Lives, which helps support any aspect of parenting. These are just some examples, and at the end of the survey you'll be signposted to multiple organisations if you would like to seek further support. It's important to note that even if you decide not to take part in any aspect of this study, you can also receive this support and guidance by speaking to myself or a member of staff at the Nest who can signpost you to these relevant organisations and charities. If you decide to complete the first survey, you'll be given a code. This code will enable your information to be unidentifiable to anyone other than myself and Dr. Vicky Fallon. This helps us to match up your answers with other surveys you might wish to complete in the future. If you decide to complete this initial survey, you will receive text links once a week. If you click on the links, you will be given the opportunity to complete another survey, which takes approximately 3 minutes to complete. Questions on these weekly surveys ask you questions about your overall experience of the Nest in that given week. It's important to note that if you decide to take part in a weekly survey one week, there is no expectation to continue taking part in any other weeks. During your time at the Nest, you will also take part in timetable activities. These include things such as money management, child-baby safety, healthy relationships, and one-to-one sessions with your key worker. After some of these sessions, you will also receive a text message from myself inviting you to take part in an additional survey, and these surveys should take approximately 2 minutes to complete. These surveys aim to understand how you feel after a particular session and how useful you found it. If you don't want to complete any future surveys and you would like to stop receiving text links from myself, you can either text STOP, contact me via my email address, which is available at the end of this video, or you can inform a member of staff at the Nest if you would like to stop receiving text links. During your last week in the Nest, you will receive another text link from myself inviting you to take part in a final survey. This asks the same questions as the initial survey regarding your parenting confidence, the relationship with your child, and overall psychological health and well-being. And again, this should take approximately 10 minutes to complete. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. I hope that you found it useful. If you have any further questions relating to how your data is stored, used, destroyed, or analysed, then please do not hesitate to contact me on the phone number on screen, which is 07521 436847. Alternatively, you can contact me on the email address a.mook@liverpool.ac.uk. If you would like to contact my supervisor, Dr. Vicky Fallon, her telephone number is 0151 794 1402 and her email address is v.fallon@liverpool.ac.uk. If you feel as though you've had enough time to understand this study and have had the opportunity to ask any further questions, and you decide that you would like to take part in the first survey of this study, then please click on the blue button on the bottom right hand side of your screen. This will take you to a consent form that you will have to read, understand and consent to before the first set of questions are made available to you. Once again, thank you for watching this video.